So this is going to be a Evil Within 2 review while I drive. What can I say about Evil Within 2? This is non-paid. I'm not making money off of this review here. First YouTube video. So anyway, so I bought it because I love the first one. First one was just amazing, you know. It would it was you know, mixed reviews-ish, but good survival horror, kind of derivative of Resident Evil 4, a little bit of Dead Space, but still a solid game. So I came in with the second one and I'm like, okay, this is going to be just like the first one, but better graphics. Well, storyline gets a little convoluted after a while. So let's start with the story. You're trying to find your daughter, which is not too much of a spoiler, but yeah, you're trying to find your daughter inside STEM. You know, you get put back into STEM. So that's pretty much it. And then you find a bunch of crazy people that are in STEM too, but instead of having like one like Ruvik, you have like 4 or 5 crazy people stuck in STEM doing crazy shit. So yeah, gameplay just like the first one, although you get more guns towards the end of the game. What else is there? This is not scripted, as you can tell. I don't know, I finished it yesterday. You know, I've seen some of the glitches, and never saw any glitches at all, except for one screen tear with a character that I shot went outside of the wall. You know, that's about it. Didn't find any other kind of screen tearing or any other kind of glitches inside the game. But the second half is definitely like, it's like you're playing a whole different game. And that's why I made this video. It's not a $60 game at all. Story aside, I don't want to give any spoilers up, but the second half of the game, you pretty much sit there and watch videos and interact with shit maybe an hour out of the last 6 chapters, until the final boss fight, which I played on casual just because I wanted to know the story, get through it. But casual was like very easy as a selection, not like easy as where, you know, there's some, you know, a little bit of challenge. No, this is like, you have, what's a good comparable game? It's like Army of Two almost. Like, there's like ammo like literally everywhere. So if you're gonna play it, I would say play it on normal. Do not play on casual. It doesn't add anything really to the mythos off the first one, except for you have the same guy who's doing the same shit. That was one thing too. In the beginning part, you're in open world, which is, you know, not that fast. It's not like anything to write home about. It's the size of like a quarter of an island on Grand Theft Auto. But that's where you can find all your good, useful items like ammo and stuff like that to prepare you, and then also your crafting supplies, which crafting on the field, I did see in the review that it, you know, wait till you're at a bench, and yeah, I'd wait till you're at a bench, because the crafting is a lot more expensive. It takes a lot more parts to make stuff on the fly. Mind you, there was one battle in particular, which would be the last boss battle, that I had to craft on the fly, because you get some cheap shots at you, very cheap shots at you. Especially for a survival horror game, it turns into an action game towards the last boss fight, and you have to do a specific task against the monster, which is, you know, survival horror is a lot slower paced and stuff, so this thing is like 20 times faster than you, and you're trying to shoot it at like speed 1. It's pretty terrible with that aspect, at least in my book. Like I said, I did enjoy it for the most part until the last 5 chapters, in which case I was like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? I was actually playing with my girlfriend, and she's like, are you watching a movie? I'm like, no, I'm playing a game. It's just like, you know, it goes from an Evil Within clone mixed with the really shitty open world into like Azura's Wrath. So, what else? The monsters. The monsters I only encountered for like sub bosses 2 that stick out in my mind, and there's one that was in the ad with the girl with a bunch of heads, which is a pain in the ass to kill, because you have to shoot out every single one of her heads. She was right in the advertisements for all the game ads and shit, where she chases you, breaks through a wall. Actually, she was in a couple of the reviews too. She's a pain in the ass, and just a bullet sponge to the point where, like, expect to have to go craft if you encounter one of them, because you're gonna lay out like pretty much your entire stockpile of ammo. The aiming on it, if you don't have aim assist on it, you better be like turning up your sensitivity on your looking, because the aim sucks on default settings. So I play with aim assist on just to get through the game, just because, you know, I wanted to know the story because I was such a fan of the first one, which, you know, it's not like, you know, it was survival horror in the first one all the way up until the ending credits. Like, for real. The last boss battle with Varric, yeah, it got a little actiony, but it was still creepy. Still creepy, because I believe that's when you're playing something that looks like a brain or something. I could be wrong. It's been about 5 weeks since I played the last one. I got it beat, but can't remember what the hell. It's creepy. This one's not at all creepy in the last boss battle. What else is there? Unscripted. On casual, it took me 11 hours 54 minutes, which I'm pretty sure sucks, but I did do a couple of side missions here and there, did a lot of exploration, trying to find extra ammo, so be prepared. And last boss battle is bullet sponge, which, you know, makes sense. It is the last boss battle. You know, you kind of go for broke trying to kill this freaking monster here, so you know, it makes sense for gaming tropes, but, you know, there's no like hiding or trying to like get around it. You just literally stand there and shoot it. So, what else can I say about this game? I like I said, I would definitely recommend waiting for a sale. I bought it because I was a huge fan of the first one. You know, did the pre-order, did the whole build-up and everything, watched the early reviews on it, watched the early gameplay on it. I was like, you know, this looks great, and then, like, it took me down whenever I saw that open world. I was like, there's nothing survival/horror about this open world. There's literally, every time you see enemies, there's ammo just laying about. Again, casual, but still. Just so easy to find your supplies. And the second character is an insta-kill character that I think it's a girl, but if it grabs you, it just throws acid in your mouth and you're dead. It was worse than the chainsaw guys, because the chainsaw guys, at least in the first one, there's chainsaw guys if you haven't played the first one, those guys would run at you and it would be an insta-kill. But like, you had a chance. Like, if you get caught up with one of these characters, it vomits out like an acid thing that slows you down when you walk. So if you're slowed down when you walk, this thing moves at Mach fucking 10, runs up, grabs you, pukes acid in your mouth, and you're dead. So I pretty much avoided them, which kind of took away from the gameplay. I don't know. It's not. It's a fucking bargain bin title. Let's just be honest. As much as I've bitched about it, it's a bargain bin title. I got ripped off for $60. Well, would I trade it in? You know, if you bought it, you hate it, would I trade it in? I don't know. I'm such a fan of the first one. It would be a hard sell. It would have to be some good trading credit or good sell credit in order for me to justify selling this game. You know, it's just, I don't know. Do I want to just keep the memories of the first one and that, you know, that the second one never existed? It's a possibility. You know, it is Gametober. There's a lot of good games coming out here ready for Christmas. It is a possibility to be like, hey, fuck Evil Within 2. I don't want to play through a motion movie, you know, for the last 3 or 4 hours of the game. Because it legit is that. It goes from open world, being able to scavenge for stuff. Yeah, I would say chapter 10. Yeah, chapter 9 or 10. It goes straight linear, where you get dropped into an area, and the only thing you can do is like old school Evil Within, go through the mirrors back to your central hub to like upgrade your stuff and craft. So, in that aspect, you know, it's Evil Within. Then like after that, after chapter 9 or 10, it goes into Evil Within, like old school. But you have these tremendously long cutscenes that take you out of the action, where I just put my controller down and watched them. And it's not like it, you know, puts you back right in the action. It's like, you know, you get left off, and then if let's say you get thrown by somebody warping the world, then all of a sudden, you know, boom, you're back. The one boss fight, this is a spoiler alert, so if you don't want to, you know, here I would skip it ahead a little bit, but a little bit of spoiler. Here we go. Theodore. There's a character named Theodore. He is pretty powerful, and he actually makes the game a little interesting until, you know, he just is killed for just randomly by a different character, which I won't divulge that. But his like little mini boss fight, and mind you, he's a big part of the story when you first start off. Like not when you first start off. When you first meet him, he is the central villain from the point you meet him till he dies. But it's so anticlimactic. You fight him, and he goes to some old school Evil Within characters. He turns into the guy with the chainsaw, turns into the Keeper, which the Keeper part was pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. That was probably my favorite part. Then he turns into the Spider Lady, I can't remember her name, but yeah. And then you kill the Spider Lady, and he turns into himself again, and then said character just comes up and fights him, and then there's a whole 5-minute cutscene. So, but yes, I was a huge fan, and this was a very big letdown for me personally. I would not recommend it for any price over $30. $30, I think, would be the good cutoff, where if it's over 30, no. If it's $29.99, it's worth a playthrough. And I'm sure this game's going to get a price cut. I'm sure it's going to get a price cut. If this game outsells the first Evil Within or any survival horror game of the last decade, I'd be incredibly surprised. So, if I had to give it a verdict out of 10, I give it 5.5. 5.5. Too much jumping around in the story, jumping around in the feel of the game, where you think that it's you know, open world, and then afterwards it just turns into a, you know, freaking a movie. if you're a fan of the first Evil Within, play it over again. Don't play this garbage. It took me 11 hours, 54 minutes, which I, divided up over, say today, yesterday I beat it, so it'd be 9 or 10 days. So $60 for 9 or 10 days of entertainment, and then you're fucked. That's about it. There's nothing. You can go through with no New Game Plus, but my motivation level to actually do that is 0. I don't believe that I will ever pick up this game and play it again, even if they released like the best DLC ever, where you could play as Theodore or play the game as Ruvik with powers and crap. I don't think I would ever play this game ever again. Ever. So, this is my first YouTube video. And yeah, everybody have a good day. See ya.